Well, folks, I went and done got myself the Riga. It took me long enough, uh, mostly because of the Gorky, um, than anything, because I really enjoyed Tallinn, but Gorky was a struggle. And I have some opinions on it, I'll put it that way. So, Riga. Of course, underwhelming compared to Tallinn. Why? Because Tallinn is absolutely beautiful. It's a very fun ship. It's a great cruiser at Tier 6, and honestly, I would love nothing more for them to make a Tier 7 version of that ship and throw it in as a campaign. Because I would buy the hell out of that. But they have not done that. So, we're just stuck with Tallinn for now. And we've got the option of Riga. Riga, to me, I think this ship's a steamer, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a steaming pile of shit. I've tried just about everything on this ship, and for whatever reason, I cannot get it to work. I just can't. So this is my typical build right here. You can kind of see what I'm going for, right? Just a traditional cruiser build. I have not unlocked the range or the reload buff, but I don't know that that's going to really change my opinion on it. As far as the build here, I've tried a bit of everything. I've tried swapping out Belly for Scharnhorst, tried swapping out Yamamoto for Scharnhorst, I've taken off Punch Through, I've swapped this for Fixated, I've done it all. And none of the builds impressed me more than the other did, right? More than the next. But I am going to try it nonetheless. We're just going full on main guns because we need as much as possible to make these work. I think I've tried Moonbelly enough. I might just try. I might try Yamamoto, Scharnhorst, see how it goes. Now, of course, that's going to increase our reload to 14.5 seconds. That's one of my main problems with this ship, is 14.5 second reload. That's pretty much, you're getting into Odin territory at that point, you know? The secondaries are interesting in that they say 5 kilometers when you buy the ship, but when you get the whole upgrade, they go to 7 kilometers, which is really weird for a cruiser. Kind of entertaining though, and I've played around with a secondary build too, just to meme it up. Not that effective, just because they are smaller, there's not that many of them, and they're not accurate. Nor do they reload in any quick amount of time, either 5 seconds. But it's a cruiser with a secondary build, which is entertaining in its own right. In any case, this is what we're working with, right? Let's go ahead and give this one a try. I don't think I may have even tried this build before, but I don't really see the draw to this ship, man. It's like a Baltimore, only if Baltimore sucked and didn't work. You know, you got AP. You have an AP focused ship with a more flat trajectory, so the guns get there really quick, same as Tallinn, which is kind of nice, but then you also can't island spam, which I don't need to do that to be effective in a cruiser, but that's a nice tool. And then the main problem with the guns, I think, is that they are horribly inaccurate for a cruiser. I feel like I'm playing a battleship, which in essence, that's what this is supposed to be, I think, is like a battleship cruiser, a battle cruiser, if you will. But it doesn't really do it well. You get the negatives of a battleship without the positives of a cruiser. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have inaccurate guns, you have slow reload, you have guns that will overpen cruisers. And I don't mean that in some scenarios. It's like the amount of... You have to have a flat broadside Suzuya at like 15 kilometers just sitting dead still to get a single citadel on it. And get back, please. you're only probably going to get one, because the rest of the shells are going to miss. Now, one nice thing about the Riga, you do have an icebreaker bow and thick armor, so you can angle against everything and, you know, pretty effectively bow tank against everything, which is nice. And you're not, like, horribly unagile. You know, you're pretty agile, but not that agile. You can kind of see it right now. More than a battleship, you get a long-range radar, long-range sonar, but the radar does not last long. It's 20 seconds, 11.7 kilometers, but 20 seconds. Which means you're going to get 2 shots off at the most, right? Which is a problem, especially when the shots don't seem to hit the destroyers, nor is it going to do that well. So it's not really an effective destroyer hunter either. I don't really get what this thing is supposed to be hunting, you know? You're going to overpen cruisers, you're not going to Citadel battleships, because you just can't. That guy, of course, he's angling, so he's going to bounce our shells. That's just how it is. So, we're going for the guns here. You see the secondaries started firing at 7 kilometers, even with a standard cruiser build, right? I think this guy's going to retreat. But we're probably going to end up overpenning him. Or he's not going to end up retreating, one or the other. Let's see what he does. We do have to be careful, because if we overangle, we're going to get Citadel here. There is something over there. Of course, that's not the kind of shell we want to be shooting at him, but even so. Pop a radar just because. And we can't lob that island, so let's just go ahead and okay, they got him. So like we said, long duration, you're not gonna outrun it, but they're also likely to not die. So I prefer the American radar over that, honestly. Maybe if it was in Chapia it would be different, because then I feel like I could actually kill it. So we can even bow tank Yamato to the same degree we can other cruisers, which is nice. But also it makes it picky, you know? And I don't think we can really pen it from this angle, to be honest. I don't think we can hit him. Yeah, so we got 1900 damage there. There's a Pipper off to our right. Let's pump sonar just to make sure there's no nasty sprites coming our way. We're going to shoot the broadside curve first. That's actually not bad dispersion. Not great, but not terrible. But you can see we just shattered through the shells. I can't help but feel like I wouldn't have done that if I was in Baltimore, you know? Let's do it again. We're shooting halfway up the belt, which should be thinner armor. We got 1500 damage. And it's going to take us 15 seconds for it to reload, too. It does seem to be a very picky boat. I don't think it's a good boat, honestly. We're going to shoot superstructure now. We got 4,000 damage there. There's the Shima. Emperor's dead. And again, we'd be able to lob that island in Baltimore. Yeah. So... at this point, go ahead and pop a heal. I'm trying to think. I do feel like I'm better off waiting for this guy to come around and hopefully getting a broadside on him. Oh, hello, Shimakaze. We're gonna have a point-blank range Yamato out there. Load HE. Never mind, we gotta deal with this guy. I may in fact just ram him, honestly. That might even be the best use I have for this ship at this point. And what's sad is we have to have a dispersion inspiration as a cruiser, you know? We just ricocheted shots against the Shimakaze. Don't ask me how. That does not make any sense at all to me. Should not have been able to do that, I don't think. Let's see if we can knock... Well, it's unlikely given it's Yamato. But let's just see.
Башня главного калибра выведена из строя.
Unfortunately, it's not going to let us shoot him. But he can shoot us. Which is not good for us. That's not good for our health at all. Yeah, for whatever reason. We gotta start reversing that. We can't shoot this guy. What the hell? You're kidding me. I didn't even shoot through a mountain there. That's bugged. We got 6,500 there. But he did overmatch us. Gets the death strike on the Mino. Now we got 10,000 there. We actually got a hit. Okay. Well.
Башня главного калибра выведена из строя.
Even though we might have been better off just letting them ram us. Slow turret rotation too, which I know that's going to be fixed when I get the hull upgrade, but even so. So you can like 50-50 bow tank things, you know? It's either gonna work or it's not. But you can kind of start to see my problem here. We have a 15-second reload, we're doing 300 damage a shot. And I think this is actually the best I've gotten this thing to do. Granted, this was legendary tier, but even so. Let's just pop a radar. Oh, nope. So he is like, he's gotta be out there. Let's go ahead and load HE. There he is. And again, I could probably lob this in Baltimore. That's the closest ship that there is to Riga, is Baltimore. It's another AP-focused ship with big guns, slower reload, radar, and no torpedoes. But, you know, it's just... We'll do another one here. I've tried a few different builds. I know I said that, but none of them seem to work any better. What's up, Reese? The most fun one that I had was the secondary meme build, because I got the secondaries up to 10 kilometers, which was kind of entertaining to do in a cruiser, but not good, you know. I am not sharing that sentiment at this point, Reese. Can't get these guns to work. So we're in another legendary tier match. Okay. Well, I want to get to a point where I can get closer, so I'm not going to do that by sniping in the back here. I need to try to push this way, if possible. I may try Scott, but I don't know, I feel like it's dispersion rather than the shell grouping. I might change it up. There's the motto. I knew it was going to be underwhelming compared to Tallinn, but this is a little more than underwhelming for me. Oh shit, I've got HE. The other guys are going to get to have the fun, not me though. And I cannot sit flat broadside to a Des Moines for obvious reasons. So let's go ahead and take a shot at him. We're shooting waterline. He's kind of turning out. That's good. We'll just take that shot real quick. He's a little slower than we expected. So that, in that case, that was not the ship's fault. That was my fault. But he's now kiting, so maybe I'm better off dropping spot. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for now. That's a Brandenburg, so he's got smaller guns. We want to force this guy to come into us rather than kite away. If he just kites away, we're playing right into his game. I'm having to think as if I were a battleship in this ship. Okay. There we go. That's shot where we want. So that should be waterline. Broadside Des Moines, 14 kilometers. Hit center ship. We got one citadel. But again, in Baltimore, I can't help but feel like we got 15K instead of 9K. Let's do it again. Again, center ship, waterline. Oh, there's another citadel. Okay. starting to wise up.
Пожарная тревога.
Shattered. Luckily, the Yamato does not realize we're here. There is a destroyer up there, which we have located. I should be able to drop spot, but there is the destroyer. Oh, not anymore. Let's take the shot while we got the chance. It is not our goal to hide, but to get better shots. Yes, he's 6K. Starting an angle, so we'll just try and drop spot again. World's worst dispersion on that Shimikaze. We got 4 pens for 2,000 damage with HE. What's up, Azuma? I do not have Delightful. Des Moines not doing good out there. Okay. So the threat is just about neutralized here. Let's go ahead and start pushing up then. Heal. The one thing that's nice about the Russian cruisers is they get this skill by default, so they can point out their closest thing without problem. Which in our case looks like the Brandenburg. He does not overmatch us at all, but apparently he does. 604 damage. Not what we wanted, obviously. Load HE. Gotta be careful about the Yamato out there. Ouch. Okay, nice. Brandenburg's dead. Pop some sonar, and if we see torpedo, oh, there he is. We can radar him. Great Scott, Batman. How the hell did he get those torpedoes off? They must have been launched an eternity ago. Oh my goodness. Missed. The other problem is you get absolutely nuked and people know it, so they will shoot you. Okay. Yeah. So you can see another, like, very, very subpar result. Not much to shoot at, but, you know, it's not like it's just once or twice. I've played probably 10 battles in this ship so far, and it's all been this, you know? And it's not for lack of things to shoot at or dying quickly. I'll survive the full match, and I'll get, like, targets hit. But, for example, I got 3 full broadside offs on a broadside Helena that was about 15 kilometers away from me. And I think I hit 12 shots in that time, which is bad. But at one point, I got 5 hits on this guy. Center of the ship, waterline and all, perfect shot. Every single one of them was an overpen. Every one of those shots from all 3 salvos was overpens on a light cruiser at 15 kilometers away. I even shot him when he was slightly angled too, overpens, which is absolutely insane to me. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts on Riga here. I will change up the build one more time and let's change this guy for Von Essen. We'll keep Scharnhorst because that's going to be 3.6 dispersion as opposed to 3.25 shell grouping. Dispersion's better than shell grouping, plus it's higher percentage, so we're going to go with that. We'll do another one. Well, that's the thing is, Tallinn doesn't for me. I'd hit the same shot with the exact same build with Tallinn on the same ship, in fact, and half the guy's health was gone. And at one point, I think I dev struck one of them. Tallinn doesn't overpen for me. It just hits. This thing just overpens. And I do feel as though they would have been better off, severely better off, in fact, putting Riga at tier 6 with a more tier 6 like armor scheme, and Tallinn at tier 7 with a hipper armor scheme, since it was, in all honesty, a hipper. I think it would perform better, for sure. So here we go. We're top tier now. We got a couple of cruisers that, are easy to nuke. Zara and Suzia, some of the easiest cruisers in the game to nuke. Flounder and a Fletcher. Okay. Flint is even more lightly armored than whatever it's called, Helena. But you see, that's the thing is, like, other cruisers don't overpen those guys. Sometimes they do, but in the case of Flint anyway, but rarely. But if you're in a Hipper, if you're in a Baltimore, there's others like the Amalfi, you're not going to really overpen those guys. Maybe a little bit in Amalfi, but it's going to have a quicker reload and it'll be much more consistent. And you're not really going to die to one of those guys in Amalfi, But Flounder. Wow. Double fire.
Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены.
Here we have it. We're spotted. Cap is contested. This guy's gonna smoke up. We're gonna go and pop a sonar real quick, and then we're going to radar him momentarily. I don't know. Maybe it feels like it's just too much pen. I have no idea. Oh shit. Alright, well that was not the cruiser. That was not the destroyer, rather.
Пожарная тревога.
Load AP now. So here we have it. Broadside look at Azara, 9 kilometers away. Perfectly flat broadside, waterline. full broadside, and 6,000 damage, 4 overpens, 2 actual penetrations. Anything else, this guy would be dead. Tallinn, this guy would be dead. Baltimore, Hipper, you name it, he's dead. Let's do it again. 6,000 damage, you know? And this thing reloads slower, too. We're killing him, but we're killing him slower than we want to.
Пожарная тревога.
In this scenario, you know? This is like perfect shots on a nuke-prone cruiser. And that's all overpens right there. I think we're gonna take close. Yeah. You know? It's just the damage is underwhelming. So that's Riga. Well, if you aim halfway up your jet, you're definitely gonna overpen him. That's not where the Citadel is. And in Zara, of all ships, it is not a big deal at all. This thing, it'll get nuked. That was the ship, not the aim. This thing's raised Citadel. You aim waterline any other ship, they're dead. So let's just go ahead, for example, let's take out... I keep comparing it to the Baltimore because that's the closest comparison. Let's just take out the Baltimore. I don't have to do anything fancy with this build. This is a just regular cruiser build, basically. I have that for a little bit more maneuverability, which I don't really need anymore, so I can take that off and instead throw on a better cruiser inspiration, like, who would be a better cruiser? You know what, for example, we will just throw on, Yamamoto. So this is even more penetration. We're not even running this skill, we're not running punch through either. So we have a little, about the same penetration as punch through, but we get this extra skill, right? And I don't really notice the difference, honestly, personally. But in any case, this is our build. It's nothing special, it's just cruiser. Let's take it out. So with this ship, you know, we've got the benefit of being able to island spam, obviously. The reload's better by 3 or 4 seconds. Granted, if we upgrade the guns, we'd get a better turret rotation by 5 seconds, and we would have a reload of about a second better on Riga. But is that going to be the difference between what I'm taking it to be now and, you know, a great ship? No. It won't. Well, I don't overpen cruisers with that skill anyway. You know, if I just run punch through. This skill, I mean, it's actually supposed to have even more penetration. You're more likely to overpen light cruisers with this skill. Because it increases the shell detonation time, which is better for battleships, worse for cruisers. But I don't have that same issue. Even over on Norman Scott, I mean, the results are the same. I've never struggled with Baltimore, for the most part. Here we have it. Broadside reach low. 16 kilometers away. We're gonna shoot AP just for the hell of it. These guys are all sitting 15-inch guns. 5,000 damage right there. You know? And we're reloaded, ready to go. Let's do it again. For sure. wouldn't be able to lob either, that's the other thing. We just Citadel the Minotaur. Citadel them again. That's like 20k. We're gonna shoot waterline for the hell of it. Excuse me. I know you're better off shooting halfway up a lot of times, but if you got the penetration, waterline's not a bad shot. Oh shit. Is that the carrier? Yeah. No, it's not. That's not the carrier. Oh, I guess it was. We're seeing a lot of 15-inch battleships in this case, which, you know, that's one thing is Baltimore. Anything above 15-inch battleships, it has to play a lot more passively. Like Lenin out there, that's terrifying. There's an Ochkov. That's a prime suspect for being overpenned by Riga. Oh boy, this guy's shooting at us. No overpins there. He is hard to hit, but I think the carrier likes us. We're going to switch to HE now. That's a bad result. But we're already at what we were at with Riga.
Problem solved, sir.
This guy definitely just ate it. He's dead. We got broadside Bismarck again. This guy needs to leave us alone. Yeah, I would definitely do that as soon as I get there. We're gonna end up with clear skies at this rate. So, not great results so far, mostly because we've been missing. That's 3K. We would be better off shooting HE at this range.
Our team has taken the lead.
Let's shoot some AP at the Roma. That's 16 kilometers away. Broadside on. Again, probably better off with a HE at this range, but that's 4,000 right there. There's another 2,200. Oh, That's not good. Now, of course, the nice thing is we can attempt to dodge. He smacked us pretty good there. But we didn't die. And I think in Riga that might have been death for us. There's 7,000. Ochkov's way out there. Difficult shot to place. Yeah, it's gonna hit the superstructure. Hit the thick conning tower there. And you thought that didn't do anything. If this guy opened up the angle at all, it definitely should not be. AP at this guy for sure. We're at 12 kilometers. That's a little too far back, but there's 4,700. They'll get better and better as we close the distance. Starting to turn out, so we'll switch back to HE. Ouch. I don't like it when you do that. Back to AP we go. And that fire is going to be enough to do him in. We go down. But again, you know, there's 100k. We shot mostly AP that match. We lived a lot longer too. You know? And just for one more comparison, we'll do Hipper as well. Because those are the main two competitors, I think. Where is Hipper? I don't play Hipper that much, so I'm going to struggle with this one a little more than the other one. But play it nonetheless, we will. We're gonna load HE because we know there's a destroyer in here. There's a lot of cruisers in this one. That was a bad shot, and we still hit him for 1,600, which, again, like, I got that a couple of times out of the Riga from, like, well-placed shots. Second destroyer. Oh, there we go. Those are overpens. But I'd rather have an overpen and reload in 10 seconds than 15, even so. Yeah, this is doing terrible against Atlanta. There we go. This Mogami's had a hard-on for us. There too, and that's partially why I think that Baltimore is better than Hipper, because Baltimore doesn't overpen like that. Nah, we didn't get the torps off. Oh well. It was a bad one in Hipper, but it still managed to be like about an average one in Riga, you know? So, those are, that's my opinion on the Riga. I can't justify it as being a good ship. I think it's actually a terrible ship. I don't have a whole lot to like about it, honestly, you know? I've swapped around the builds quite a bit, but nothing seems to do it. So, if you're thinking about going for Riga, you know, I can't say I'd recommend. I highly recommend Tallinn. That's a nasty ship. But Riga just doesn't capture the magic. And I would say, of the Tier 7 cruisers that I've tried so far, this is the weakest. And I've had the Bagration before, which that's a pretty terrible ship. But there was things to like, you know, and those guns worked like Tallinn's did, if nothing else. But so, with that said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, it provides some insight for you if you're thinking about going for this ship. What cruisers do I have right now? Well, I've got the Baltimore. Just about have the Cleveland, but I know exactly what to expect out of the Cleveland, so I can pretty much make that judgment now. I don't have the Mogami, but I have had the Otago before, kind of the same ship. Otago's a little bit better, you know, and that's a useful ship. Edinburgh, I've got that. That's a very good ship. I do not have Albemarle yet. I have the Hipper. I do not have the Charles Martel, but I have a rough idea of what to expect on that. It's kind of going to play similar to Amalfi, and I like Amalfi. I have the Riga, and I have the Amalfi, and I like the Amalfi quite a bit, actually. Which Amalfi on paper is a little worse than Tallinn, but in the hands of a skilled player, it does a little bit better. The record's a bit higher on both, I believe, for XP and damage in Amalfi than Riga. So, of those, I mean, you know, I'd say, like I said, I think Riga's been my least favorite of all of them. And you guys kind of saw what it does for me, right? So, hopefully it provides some insight. I would go for the Russian light cruiser line I know is really good. The Budyoni is like cancer at tier 5. The Shores is a pretty good HE spammer, and there's not a whole lot worse other than Cleveland spam. That's worse than Chapayev spam. You can't fire from islands as effectively with the Chapayev, but you do get a longer range radar, plus, I believe, better armor. You get more nuked more easily, but you can angle and bounce shells, and then you also get torpedoes too, which the Cleveland does not get. So, but aside from that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.